Assalamu alaikum, Nazreen. Welcome, viewers and subscribers, and especially those who subscribed recently. For those who watched my podcast last time, I predicted I will get you some news on J-35s. J-35 is a fifth generation jet which China is supposed to supply to Pakistan. And I'm happy to say that after our defense treaty with Saudi Arabia, there has been significant progress. And with that, I bring to you this news. The order from Pakistan for the originally 40 Katha has now been expanded to 80. That means 4 squadrons. And these are going to come very quickly towards us. Now, let me try to give you the timetable. As I mentioned earlier, that they are producing at the rate of 8 J-35s per month. First, they will supply about 60 plus to their own aircraft carrier. And after that, it's going to fulfill Pakistan's order. But however, Pakistan will probably get some early than that, and that would be very significant. And I'd like to bring to your attention here also that there are reports that this number may go up to 120. And I think the additional funding comes from very friendly sources, somewhere near Makkah and Medina. So we have to thank that. Secondly, we are also getting reports that we are getting 1 or 2 squadrons of J-20s. Now, my guess is these are going to be a backfiller in the present time frame till we get the other ones. And I think by next April, we'll have a full complement of 2 squadrons of J-20s and probably at least 4 or 5 squadrons of J-35s. Now, that is a very significant amount of work. Now, these are just platforms, though invisible to radar. The Chinese are giving us not only the 300-kilometer BVR, which is the PL-15, but our Chinese brothers, Iron brothers, are also giving Pakistan the PL-17, which is a 400-kilometer beyond visual range. On top of that, they are giving us a PLL-XX 800 kilometers. Now there are reports that ultra high speed, high long range PL-21 is also going to be made available. Now PL-21 would be a pretty much very couple of Mach 2, but escape zone will not be there for any aircraft. Once fired, whether you are sitting with an AVAC 600 kilometers back on the border, 200 kilometers on that side of Delhi, you're gone in seconds. So there's no escape zone time frame there. The fourth missile, which has been talked about, and they're showing it right next to all the pictures of the J-35, is the IL-8A. This is a missile which comes with the electronic warfare version of J-35 or the normal version, and it is fired against radars. It homes into a signal frequency which is programmed in, and it can be programmed on the fly for any frequencies. And this basically takes out the enemy radars before they even start operating at times. As soon as you're on, boom, they're gone. So this is the kind of news we have, and I would say congratulations to the Pakistan Air Force. And with that, I will run this clip for you. I will run this clip for you, and you can watch this flight. This is a J-35, beautiful aircraft, gorgeous. Do it again for you. And there are also reports that some of the deployment to the Gulf has already happened. And There were reports that some reports also say that we have deployed aircraft in Saudi Arabia, undisclosed location. And also it says we have deployed some aircraft in Qatar, closely a home-friendly country. Anyway, now going back, we're going to remove that. And we are going to anyway. So currently, we're going to add now our Google Earth, share screen, and our normal traditional one comes back on. And I was really happy to share all that news with you, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it too. Okay. Second thing which I would like to bring to your attention is Donald Trump met a whole bunch of Muslim leaders, included Turkey, Arab states, Saudi Arabia, Doha, Kuwait, Pakistan, Egypt, Malaysia, Indonesia, and he presented a Gaza plan that included the removal of Gazans and some kind of utopia, but I think that was rejected by the powers to be in the Muslim side. So, secondly, President Trump is also meeting today with our Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Asim Munir in the White House. Publicly, Trump now is meeting for the third time Asim Munir, Field Marshal, in a span of less than a month and a half. So that's very significant. And what they're saying in the White House, these are critical talks. We'll talk about that. On counterterrorism, we'll talk about that. Regional security and economic cooperation. Now, the most significant things are counterterrorism and regional security. Let's talk about counterterrorism. Trump has already told Taliban people that you give me Bagram Air Base or very bad things will happen to you. So I think here they'll be talking very clearly what bad things should happen to them. Pakistan has also told them, you choose either TTP or you choose Pakistan. We didn't say bad things have happened to you, but if you keep sending people, supporting them, and killing and murdering Pakistanis, sooner or later, you're going to have a taste of what happens in this case. So you can draw your own conclusions what may happen with Afghanistan. I think the rope is going to tighten, and I can share with you some of the things. One of the things we are finding out, 70% of terrorists involved in recent attacks were of Afghans. Recently, again, though we killed the Jaffar Express guy, but again, they had a bomb explosion on the Jaffar Expressway. The Iranians are also saying that out of the 18 attackers on their port, 16 were Afghan nationals. So this is not good. And the Baluchistan chief minister are saying state patronage in Afghanistan from where they attack us. So there's a direct indication towards it. Now I'll ask you, now I'll give you my analysis. Can we sit here, allow somebody to have sanctuary in Afghanistan and keep hitting us? Keep killing us? This can keep on going. You give me sanctuary and I can hit and kill anybody at random in an area. So sooner or later, we'll have to move out, not only take out the sanctuary, but also the patrons. Because if the patrons still remain, they're going to find more sanctuaries. So you have to go after the root cause. So that's going to happen. So I think we dealt a little bit about the security. There was a meeting with CENTCOM and Central Asian states with some time ago, and the states in green participated with CENTCOM. And they also complained of the same thing with Afghanistan, vis-a-vis. Now, here's the if you start looking at this, it starts telling you what we are getting terrorism also from BLA and TTP, and we need to address these issues. Now, all these states which I previously showed you, they are also in line for terrorism, and they want to have it removed also. So there is going to be some action here also. Also, we will be we need to take a look at there's another thing which has come up. Indian defense minister has made a threat, very serious threat, that if Pakistan does not desist, then they will have to take a temporary pause off and restart the what do you call Operation Sindoor. Now, this is a very serious threat. Now, what I don't understand is this political posturing. Now, if it is, and making statements like that is extremely dangerous. Our DGISPR and our operations PF people said the next time will be swift and brutal. And they also said afterwards that the next time it won't be 6-0, it will be 60-0. So I think that they need to be more responsible. The other thing is they actually believe that they were on the top, which is even more dangerous because these guys can miscalculate and really land themselves into big trouble. So that is my part of the whole equation. Another thing kind of interesting which just came out, and that is the Israeli response has come out. Now, Israelis, what they're saying, they have a very senior researcher whose name is Yoel Gozonsky from Jerusalem Post. He's saying that this Saudi-Pakistan alliance is not against Israel. It's not a hostile pact against Israel. And he goes on to say another thing. Israel, for its part, should recognize that the Gulf strategic map is shifting and Israel is not perceived part of the problem, but as a responsible partner in managing regional security. That means Israelis have gone onto a back foot. What they're saying is we are not going to be bombing any of these countries where Pakistanis are sitting. Now we're going to start working with them on security. So they're part of the solution. This is very interesting. So probably the first objective of that has been achieved. However, I'd like to caution, the intelligence war is still on. So please make sure you switch on and off your mobile phones once per day. So any sleeping virus like the Pegasus and other ones are automatically eliminated. If serious things occur, we will have solutions for that. Unfortunately for us, Cher Bano won't be joining us. She had some unavoidable travel. She left me the questions and I'll ask it for her. With 70% of TTP attackers identified as Afghan nationals, how serious is the Afghan footprint inside Pakistan terrorism problem? Does it mean Pakistan is edging towards a harder policy on Kabul? Yes, we are. And we should. And there is no other choice. We have to take a very hard stance. How hard remains to be seen. And I personally think we need to go in there, take out also the patrons. Now, in the Tira Valley, again, there was a bomb explosion. So it looks like these guys are not letting go. She's also asked about Rajnath's statement that Operation Sindoor is paused. Could that resume anytime, leaving a cloud of uncertainty? Is this deliberate signaling or India preparing for a longer campaign? I think it's a premature, unprofessional comment. If they actually believe that, then there's some serious problems with the perception on India. But I don't think they're going to move till they get their lot of 300 to 400 BrahMos missiles. They're not going to move before that. And that's not going to happen till about next March or April. So जिसको हम कहते हैं ना छोटी ईद के बाद ही होगा कुछ. और अगर उन्हें कुछ करना है तो छोटी ईद और बड़ी ईद से पहले करेंगे, छोटी ईद के बाद करेंगे. Another one she had was very interesting. With the China's Fujian carrier successfully catapulting stealth fighters, how does this reshape the balance of power in Indonesia and in Indo-Pacific? Should Japan, India, even US be worried? Yes, they should be worried. Because their aircraft carrier will have a free reign within the A to AZ denial area, which is all of the first island chain. And with that, I'll bring the map here so you can look at it. What does that mean? Where is this chain? Now, if you go here in this chain basically includes Taiwan. This chain typically includes, with their missile systems, all the way from here, through here. So all this area is covered by these missiles. So their aircraft carriers will have a free reign inside this area all the way through. And the next place where they can do a defense is Guam. So definitely they should be worried. And with the Chinese long-range BVRs, China has air dominance. Let nobody say no amount of Tom Cruise movies will make any change to it. The technological superiority of their BVRs is humongous. Americans are hitting the top at 120 kilometers. Chinese are starting at 300 kilometers, going up to 800 kilometers with their PLXX and PL-15s. And now these have been tested by Pakistan, battle-tested missiles. So on the brighter side, Beijing is in talks. This is a question. Beijing talks with Boeing for nearly 500 aircraft should be a lifeline for the US company. Does this economic engagement mean overshadowed by military mistrust? I think Trump is going to go for the economics and move back towards the second island chain. So fundamentally, I think this area, they would probably not assert themselves militarily. Lastly, but not the least, we're going to talk on Iran. Now, Iran are brothers right next to each other. There is a serious problem here. And just to bring you to speed, Israel is here and Iran is here. And what we are talking here is this. Macron told at the UGA, Baluchistan, president of Iran, that you've got hours to accept or the snapback sanctions start. Snapback sanctions means nobody can trade even a pin with Iran. It's basically economic choke line for them. some of those things were lifted. Iran was able to trade in oil and stuff like that. That's going to go back to the old. Second thing, what they're saying is you will have to open your talks with USA. If not, you're going to get penalized for it. Ayatollah Khamenei came out and said, this is dictation and we will not take it and we will not negotiate with the United States. Pretty hard statement. And I think they're kind of stuck in that mode. Now, what the whole world wants over there, Arabs, Israelis, Turks, Central Asians, even Russians, everybody, they don't want them to enrich uranium. Right now, where they are at, it's about 6 to 8 pounds. Now, there's another complication. Iranians just, this comes to her last question. If Iran is edging closer to pairing long-range missiles with nuclear capabilities, how will this alter not just Iranian tensions, but Israel and Gulf states' security doctrines? A lot. Iranians have declared that they have tested an intercontinental ballistic missile. And I think they've named it 2-something-5. Now, this is a bigger motor than normal missiles. And normally we say when we test that, okay, this is for space exploration. But in this case, Iranians have directly said this is for an intercontinental ballistic missile. From their viewpoint, they're threatening America. And I think I need to draw some of that thing back. The second part of regional security talks with RPM and Field Marshal Munir will revolve around Iran. And Mr. Trump has said, about 3-4 days ago, in 2 weeks, around 6th of October, he's going to decide on Iran. And I can very predict, I think they're going to go into where they left off the last war. And I think what will trigger that, if Israel gets enough interceptors for the remaining 1,500 ICBMs, intermediate range missiles, which Iran can fire at them. So I think that's a matter of weeks away, not long. And I think we need to all prepare for that eventuality. That very soon they're going to come for that. Now, I'm going to talk something in case that happens. The one area where everybody from China and America would like, this is the Gulf Straits of Hormuz. Here, 30% of the global oil passes through. All the Arab, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, all that oil comes from here. And one of the threats Iran has used that we'll shut it down. Now, they don't own it. A lot of it is international waterway and Arab countries. If they shut it down, this will be opened by force. Because neither the Chinese would like it to be done because their industry comes to a halt. Neither does India would like, neither Pakistan would like. If we allow this to happen, we should be running out of petrol in about 2 weeks. It's not a question of kahan se lenge, kitne paise deke. You will not have this available. So this is the issue which is going to be coming up, and we need to face it. Now, with that, I will beg leave and see you in 2 days, where we will do another pick up from here and do the rest. Good night and goodbye.